Previously on Deck of Many Aces.
And out slums the dead body of Dr. Marius Delaware.
Bloody hell.
I hired somebody to cast scrying to try and find the body. And so I did that, and they found him. They found him in this industrial swampland. So I went to the police, and they didn't listen to me, and they just told me to go away. And so I was like, all right, fine. So I went back to try and see the body myself again, and then I saw somebody trying to move it. So I ran after them, and they ran away, but they left the body. And I thought, well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what I thought. I vaguely remember overhearing someone at the police station saying something about an altercation between him and his neighbour right before he was supposed to have been disappeared, but I don't know, I've seen his neighbour before and he seems like quite a chill bloke. To Deck of Many Aces, an actual play podcast made with actual asexuals and aromantics.
Oh.
Y'all, we're on episode 20.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Baby.
Isn't that
We
mad?
did it.
That's crazy. We are a group of people who identify as somewhere on the aromantic or asexual spectrum, playing 5th edition D&D with a twist. Every character's past, present and future is based on a card drawn from their deck of many things, which I bet that everyone has forgotten now.
I know mine.
But that's okay, because yeah, it was just useful for plot. It was just very useful for plot and for content and for world building and for all that juicy stuff. And also, it's a cool gimmick, and I'm proud of it.
You gotta get a gimmick.
I'm Ellie. Sorry, what did you say? Chloe, did you say something?
I'm just quoting musical theatre because that's half my personality. Legally, I might not even be able to do that, so you can cut it out.
Love that. Okay. I am Ellie. I forgot my name for a second.
Mood.
It's late. I'm Ellie. I use she, her pronouns, and I was about to say I identify as a demisexual, which is correct, but like I don't identify as a demisexual magician, which is what I was going to say.
Maybe
Have you
should
used that one
start.
before?
Maybe that's the
Maybe
specific
that is my-
identity.
That is my calling now. I am a demisexual magician. Nah. Well, I am your demisexual magician today. Would everyone like to introduce themselves?
Hello, my name is and I play Tosia Atherdale, the party tank, battlemaster fighter, and Loxodon. And Tos is going to master the passive-aggressive questioning that has been levied against her by high society against this potentially friendly neighbour.
Love that. Also, you said so sorry to interrupt the intros, but you canonized last episode that's not what canonized means. You made it canon that there is an orc detective,
An orcish Nancy Drew.
book.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So can you give orcish Nancy Drew a canonical name?
We already did. It was like Nantasy Drew or something.
Fantasy Drew.
We can't call her Nantasy Drew. I mean, okay, so she's probably...
Nantasy Kenku. No, I'm sorry, I'll stop.
No, it's Nantasy Drow.
She's an
It's
orc.
The real choice.
Oh, that's so much better.
Sorry.
If you guys want to know how I do names, and this is a little insight into how I DM and how I create lore whenever I run a game, which is that my brain goes, okay, detective kid, let's give her a name that's an offshoot of the knowledge god or god of truth. So what about Kayla?
Very good.
Kayla. That's cute.
Nantasy
I
Kayla?
like that. Did you say Fantasy Kayla?
I said Nantasy Kayla.
That's it. It's Nantasy Kayla. That's canon. Ba-doomf. Okay, who's next?
Hello!
Chloe.
It's me. I'm Chloe, and I play Raina Riftwood, who's a tabaxi bard. I still can't say tabaxi bard normally. I always have to put...
Tabaxi bard.
Tabaxi bard. It's just a reflex now. I
fine.
have no control over it.
Chloe's been practicing her Yorkshire accent for school.
I have, so if Raina sounds a little bit Yorkshire, that'll be why. Also, I use she, her pronouns, and so does Raina.
Yay!
Good.
Hi, I am Eiriol, and I am playing Delphi, who is a Growfolk warlock, and I use she/they pronouns, and Delphi uses she/her pronouns, and Delphi is basted and ready to go.
No.
I can't believe Delphi's based.
I just threw up in my mouth a bit.
Oh my god. Everything. I love that you cursed the last episode, and now you are cursing this one.
Immediately bringing the curse up.
I just realised
Yeah.
if, when people put oil on themselves, I'm now going to solely refer to that as basting yourself.
What have I created?
I'm not gonna lie, the whole Ellie, sorry, you're probably gonna have to cut this bit out, but the whole bit about the oil reminded me of that one Tumblr post that referred to the modern translation of Jesus' name as Oily Josh. Because he's he's anointed.
Anointed.
Yeah, it was good.
That's
Okay.
very good. Oh my god. Everything about that was just awful. Katie?
1 second, let me breathe.
That's allowed.
I'm good, I'm calm, I'm good.
And your pronouns?
Oily Josh!
Eiriol, that was the funniest joke I've ever heard you tell. My pronouns are calm good.
It's the modern version of hi thingy, I'm dad. And your pronouns are?
Yes! So good. Eiriol just keeps making the jokes better and better and better, and consistently showing me up as being the funniest person on the podcast.
Oh, you. Shall I remind you about the basting debacle that happened earlier today?
Stop.
That is true.
Stop.
Okay, I'm calm, I'm ready
Yeah.
to do an intro. Am I there? Yes, I am. Hi, I'm Katie. I use she, her, or they, them pronouns, and I am playing Morgan, the tiefling wizard who can fly.
Such a sane introduction in comparison
I'm trying
to
to-
the absolute
Considering
nonsense
how
that preceded
absolute
it.
nonsense this and the last episode have all been, I'm trying to get a bit more sensibility into it. Let's do action. Let's get on with it.
Yeah.
The fact that Katie
Yeah.
goes last means that every time they do their intro, it's like they're so exasperated after the chaos of the rest of us.
I want to play D&D.
I was
Let's
going to
play.
say, you say that.
Yeah.
Katie is definitely the harbinger of chaos in many, 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 many episodes.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I wouldn't give them that much credit.
I don't think I'm that bad.
Anyway, so what happened last
Not a
time?
lot.
We basted a man.
Morgan spent a long time trying to figure out what to do with the body, whilst Delphi covered it in cooking oil for some sort of funeral rites.
Yeah.
And Toz and I found a will.
And now you're all going to go and
Yep.
talk
Yeah.
to the neighbour, I think
Yes.
was the plan.
Yes, Felicity, we believe, did not kill him because she told us she didn't, and she didn't lie because I rolled a good insight thanks to Am and her help.
Yeah.
She found him in the swampland, but the police refused to listen to her when she was like, "Hey, I found a body," which is weird. Presumably they've been bribed.
Or incompetent,
Yeah.
Or both,
Indeed.
Also, Toz found out that he was killed in the swamp from some sort of fire thing, like firebolt or something. Or at least he has those injuries.
Okay, let's go interrogate a neighbour, unless there's anything else that needs to be said.
Are we going to interrogate the
Yeah.
neighbour or be nice to the neighbour?
I have +4 charisma, so either, actually.
Yeah, I mean, we can be semi-upfront with them about investigating what was going on with Marius, but maybe say we're perhaps a little more interested in his work and are hoping to learn about people who were close to him and just, learn a bit more about him to help our own studies.
Or we could just say, hi, we're wondering if you know anything about Dr. Delaware. He's been missing and we're colleagues and we're concerned. Have you heard anything? The police aren't doing much.
That's true, but if he's the person who paid off the police, what motivation does he have to tell
Then
us
he'll just say,
anything?
oh no, I know nothing about it. Then we can push further. But it might be...
Okay.
catching flies and honey and vinegar or whatever the saying is.
You're correct. Or we could distract him while two of us sneak into his house.
So I have an idea.
That's later. That's plan B.
Okay.
I have an idea that is similar, but if we were to pretend that we were some kind of journalists, or maybe not journalists, but there's those people that write stuff for
yes, we could be authors of true crime periodicals.
We could pretend to be those real life mystery true crime.
Oh my god, are you guys gonna be a goddamn true crime podcast?
Yes. Toz is so excited. Toz loves true crime.
What have I created?
If the neighbour did it, the neighbours is going to be like, oh no, journalists and killers.
But all I'm saying is there's a minute chance that this person's motivation is some kind of greed for money and fame, and if we give them a shot at fame, then they might be a little bit more forthcoming with us. Obviously they're not going to tell us if they did it,
but we don't know anything about their motivation. For all we know, they were having a salacious
I have an idea.
I know, but it's a possibility. I'm not saying it's a very good idea. I don't come up with many good ideas. The day I do, please tell me and I will mark it in my calendar. But we have a possibility.
Yeah, I think a very specific plan, assuming a very specific set of motives, is maybe not the best idea. I think just go over and be honest and nice, and then we can
physically interrogate them if necessary.
Yes, be intimidating. And just say hi.
Yeah, let's go say hi.
Maybe don't tell them about the body. That I feel like that could be...
Obviously not, Delphi.
Cool. Just being honest
Delphi?
also includes
Delphi.
body talk.
Delphi?
Yes.
If anyone finds out that we know where the body is, we could be in big trouble. Don't tell anyone about the body. The law doesn't like it.
I know not to tell anyone about the body. I was making sure you knew not to tell anyone about the body.
Okay, just checking. I don't know how you do it in Calroti. Maybe it's totally fine to just keep a body around and not mention it. Let's go.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go knock on the door.
Well, I'll follow your lead, whatever happens. So you don't even need to knock on the door, because as you head outside on the kind of patio, terrace, whatever, overlooking the canal of the house next to Dr. Delaware, is a gnome with pink hair who gives you a sort of lazy wave. Hey! Yous went in there earlier, didn't you? What were you doing in Dr. Delaware's house?
I look at Raina.
Hello, my name's Raina. Good to meet you.
Hi, name's Mithril. Mithril Fleet.
Mithril as in the metal. This is out of character Chloe asking for spelling purposes.
Yes? Question mark?
So is this like naming your daughter Sapphire or something?
Yeah. Mithril, right?
Yeah, that's like the metal.
Yeah. What did you say the surname was? I've already forgotten, because brainful.
Fleet. Fleet.
That's a cool name.
Thank you.
Well, you see, my friend here, and sort of waves at Morgan, was a colleague of Dr. Delaware's, so they're quite concerned about his whereabouts.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, did you see anything that happened? We're trying to... the police haven't been particularly helpful, so we're trying to figure out what's happened.
Who are you guys? Because I've already spoken to the police.
We're just concerned citizens, I guess. I would like to know what happened, and the police don't seem to be getting any closer to finding that out. And we don't have any money to pay someone to figure it out for us, so we have to do it ourselves.
Of course, that makes sense. I understand that. Taking things into your own hands, that makes sense. I last saw Dr. Delaware, 2 weeks ago. We had a little bit of a rousing debate, and then he went on his usual evening walk. Yeah, I don't know. I'll try and remember.
What was the debate about?
Oh, well, he was trying to explain to me some of the findings from his research, and all of those time problem things. And I said it's probably all part of the Delphi's divine plan, and he didn't really like that. He seemed to think that I was dismissing his, and then he kind of waves his hands in a kind of jazz hands way to indicate science. And
Yes, science.
yeah, so we had a big discussion about that, and I tried to convince him that he was wrong about that, and then he said something about, like, if it was anyone's divine plan, it would be Galactus, and I said, well, I think Galactus is a false god, and all that sort of thing.
Oi!
But then, he went on his way. He was obviously quite frustrated by our conversation, but I like to think of myself as a religious conversationalist, so I was really quite stimulated by the conversation. It's just a shame that he disappeared after that, because I would quite have liked to have him explain the time stuff to me again, because I didn't really get it. But
Out of character, Ellie, I love this. I hate it, but I love it.
You're gonna get sick of me saying this, but I want to roll an insight check.
yes, okay, what were you saying, Katie?
I hate it, I love it, it's a great character. He's horrendous.
I would definitely have a crush on this person at university.
Thank you.
Oh no!
Will is the only
Oh,
good man
God.
I have ever loved. Ellie could attest.
I got a 10.
You got a 10?
Yeah, it wasn't great.
You have no idea what this guy is saying. Like, you get the sense that he's generally not a particularly observant person, and that he's not quite with it. But you can't really tell if there's any truth to what he's saying or not.
Why do I feel like this is the one that mattered?
Whilst I'm at the back with Delphi, can I just nudge her and be like, can you sense any magic of this person? Could they have cast a fire spell?
Yeah, I can do detect magic to see. It's probably still going if hasn't been long enough.
You get the sort of standard, this is a potential magic user buzz around them,
Okay.
but nothing particularly strong.
I'll whisper back, be like,
or potent.
No schools.
I have no idea.
Schools of magic would...
Damn.
He's got, like, lots of different, like, schools of magic kind of floating around him, but not unusually, in the way that, that Morgan might have different sort of, I guess, imprints of different schools of magic, all in a kind of, like, slightly shimmering mosaic around him.
Whilst something else did make Toz think, so she's going to kind of step forward a little bit and be like, sorry to interrupt, I'm just, the muscle, but I was curious to know, you said he went on evening walks. Did these go by the swamp? Do you know?
I have no idea. He just started off here and then probably did some sort of circuitous route. Honestly, I didn't really pay him much mind. I'm too busy watching.
Well, if he gets here in the end, it must have been a circle. A closed loop.
That's a good point. I hadn't considered that.
I can tell.
Yes, that's how circuits work. At this point, no, that's... Ignore me.
Fear.
Em and I had the same reaction.
Yeah, was somebody about to do something, or am I
No.
misremembering that?
No, I just had the question about the walk, because...
You just had the question about the walk.
Yeah, I mean, my thought process was that maybe he went on an evening walk and it was one of these random occurrences and his death was just a freak accident, but then that wouldn't make sense with people paying off the police.
Also, if we have a map of where his normal route is, so we can check that. But
Yeah, we can follow the route.
That's what I was umming and ahhing. I was like, do I be a helpful DM and point out that you've got a handy dandy
okay.
nifty clue, or do I be a terrible person and just stay quiet and
You chose to stay quiet.
remember
I was
it.
thinking that would be our next logical
Well,
step
to be
anyway.
fair, you remembered it.
Cool. Okay, well, let's do that. I would say
are we going to talk to the dude more?
Yeah, does anyone have any more questions?
we can.
I mean, Morgan is currently standing there thinking, he definitely did it. I don't know where out of character, do not necessarily agree with that, but Morgan knows what she thinks.
I mean, I always have another charm person.
Delphi will finish off with a final question of just like going up to him and being like, "Oh God, did you kill him?"
No!
Why would I kill him?
Cool. Just wanted to check.
Delphi, you're so funny. Oh my goodness, what a riot. Please excuse us.
Did I miss a joke?
Did I miss a joke?
I send a message to Delphi like, don't do that again.
Yeah, I mean, you know what Growfolk are like, you know.
I don't actually.
Their sense of humour is a bit different.
I don't.
Oh, well, this is Delphi.
Right. Mithril gives you a very long look, Delphi. Like he's kind of reading into your soul for a second.
Delphi is solely unaware.
Love that.
Okay, well, now that we've covered that, thank you, Delphi. Very funny joke. Thank you for helping us out, sir. Is a he, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for helping us out, sir. We'll be on our way now. We'll be sure to let you know if we find anything out.
Alright, yeah, that sounds fine. Don't really mind either way.
Sure. Well, good to meet you.
As you go to leave... Oh, do I want to do this now? Yeah.
If it helps anything, as we leave, I was going to, like, check that he's not following us. But, yeah, go on.
He grabs Delphi's arm and can everybody else deafen your headphones?
I'm
Okay. Oh, good lord.
Hey everyone, it's Ellie here. Hope you're enjoying the show so far. If you are, please consider checking out our supporter Acast link. This is like a virtual tip jar where you can just give us a little bit of a thank you in financial form. We obviously accept thank yous in non-financial forms, and you are in no way obligated to do this. It would just be a nice cool thing. All the proceeds of that go towards things like making a web domain, investing in merch, and also compensating the lovely PCs that I have on this show, because they're great and they deserve all the love and all the riches in the world. You can find that at supporter.acast.com/deck of many aces with spaces in between the words. There's also a link right at the bottom of the episode description. Also, do you have a podcast, TTRPG product, or Twitch stream that you think that the listeners of this podcast might be interested in? If you do, then why not use this space to advertise it? If you're interested in advertising your product here, get in contact with us at deckofmanyaces@gmail.com. Enjoy the rest of the show! Mithril grabs your arm and pulls you close to him and says, "You have the mark of them, I can tell.
Excuse me?
The mark of the Delphi. I can see it. It's all over you. Do you know of the Delphi?
I believe I do. But not by that name. Not by any name.
Ah, I see. No, they've chosen you for something. That I can't quite figure out, but whatever it is, it's got great sweeping tides of history in its wake. Do you know what you're being asked to do?
I have a sense of it.
But not the whole picture.
Do any of us have the whole picture?
That's true. It's probably for the best. Delphi works in mysterious ways. Anyway, I should let you be getting on your way. And as he lets go of your arm, you notice for the first time, which hand is Delphi's dominant hand? Which hand would she use the crystal with?
Probably both, but I think maybe left-handed is the one they use the crystal with. Like they actually use it offhand. They're right-handed, but they use it offhand.
Okay. On your left wrist, just slightly creeping up your arm, is a strange, mottled, purplish
Oh no.
rot that you've never seen before.
Cool. Gonna hide that forever.
Cool. Right, shall we bring people back?
Hello. What did we miss?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. They were just having a chat about basting people,
Spice.
as you do.
Sorry for the audio of me watching TikToks and also being like, what is going on?
Mithril lets go of Delphi's wrist, and you can
Do any of us
rejoin
notice
the group
this?
as you are all walking
Yeah,
away.
because Raina was actively looking back. Do they notice?
I can, if Eiriol, if you consent, then I can get them all to roll like perception
Oh yeah,
checks.
sure. That's
Should I roll one then?
I've been rolling like Garbo for like the past 2 weeks. I got a 5
I got a 13.
total. I have +4%. Oh no, I didn't. Sorry, I got a 6.
No.
Naturally it was a 5, but I have decent perception. 9.
13 for me.
Yeah, none of you
Okay,
notice.
that's probably a good thing
Cool.
because Raina would be like storming back over there and slapping the guys. So
oh no.
Yes.
Let's follow the walk.
Start a fight. All right. So the rest of y'all are walking away.
He definitely did it. He absolutely did. Oh my
I don't
god.
know. He seems.
I don't think so.
bit
It
dope.
seems nice.
Do you think so?
I'm a bit dopey, so I can say that.
He just gave me weird vibes.
Like, I don't know if he'd have it in him to
I think
like organise something like that and not get caught.
What, you think he's not intelligent enough?
Well, he just seemed very like unobservant and like would he? I don't know, but I couldn't tell. He was all a bit weird.
I'm sure it was fine.
He's definitely one to keep an eye on.
He admitted they'd been arguing. He was very like, oh, why are you asking questions to us? I don't know.
Yeah, but everyone's been a bit like that.
I mean, to be fair, that's how I would react if someone came up to me and accused me of a murder with someone I'd had a single argument with, even perhaps a spirited academic debate. I would also act similarly.
It's not spirited academic debate. That's anti-scientific. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not getting into it. But he did say Calacta is a false god, so clearly he's a murderer.
Also, if he's telling the truth about what the debate was about, then it doesn't sound.
I'm not at you because you don't all worship Praetor. Anyone could do what they want.
Yeah, but I don't say Praetor is a false god to you.
You could say it, but that doesn't make it true.
Yes, but you would be annoyed if I said it to you like it was definitely true. Anyway, are we
Let's follow the walk.
following the walk? Okay.
Yeah.
I think we should follow the
Is
walk.
Felicity still back at the house?
No, she's with us.
No, Felicity's with you guys.
Oh, I thought
Okay.
she'd stay behind. Lol.
I like that's in character, and you're like, oh.
Oh,
there you
here
are.
she is. You're so far below my eye line.
There you are.
She's so
You're
little.
just so small. That's to be fair. That has happened with me and Katie in real life. Definitely, I would put because the number of times, especially as a small teenager when I was like 4 foot, the number of times friends would like lose me, turn around, not see me, and then like readjust and look down and discover me
Oh, no.
was quite high. So I would put money on it happening with you and
Hey,
Eiriol.
I've definitely
I'm
never
willing
done
to
that
bet.
because everyone was shorter than me, so I always had to look down.
That's
There
true.
was no one who was ever the
That
same
is
height.
true.
It was
That
always
is very
down.
true. Always looking down. As you are all discussing the walking route, Felicity says, Yeah, that sounds good. I think that's a good idea for you all to investigate that. I think I mean, as much as I don't really want to, there's evidence at the police station that they're releasing, so I'd quite like to go and get that. But I can meet.
They're releasing it, yes? You're not stealing it?
No, I'm not stealing it. I'm getting it back. It's just lab equipment and things.
Okay, so they're okay. They are letting you take it away. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm happy to meet you all back at a rendezvous point.
We can meet back at the ass.
Like
What is this, a crossover episode?
Hey.
a rendezvous with destiny. Mayhaps. Felicity's best friend is a gnome called Destiny, and they are going to rendezvous with you all.
Good.
Cool.
Well,
Glad you added this in.
Thank you. I'm here all night.
We can meet back at the ass since that's where the walk ends.
That's a good idea. Yeah, I'll see you all later.
All right. See
Okay.
you then.
Good luck.
Okay, let's continue.
Thanks. And she heads off.
We're putting our detective hats on. Looking for danger, weird stuff.
Yeah,
Keeping our eyes peeled. Like
Let's
some
go.
kind of
Clues.
90s cartoon.
I'm going to keep my eyes peeled, and Greed is also going to peel its eyes in the opposite direction to me so we can cover 4 eyes worth of looking at once.
Love that use of your familiar that I've conveniently forgotten about for several
Oh,
episodes.
so had I.
What are familiars for, except to be forgotten?
Delphi is going to have detect magic going constantly, by the way, while we're on this walk.
Lush. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, so you are heading along this route, and who's got the map?
I think
Delphi?
Morgan had it.
Toz? Okay, Morgan.
Yeah.
Wait, I would have written this down. Hang on.
It was Toz or Morgan, I think.
This is definitely the kind of thing I would write down.
Oh, yes. Notes queen.
Morgan inspected the diary, and then Delphi inspected it. I didn't write down if she gave it back to her, though.
I think Morgan would take it back.
Yeah.
No, I think Delphi would actually want to
That
keep
sounds-
it.
Yeah? Okay.
I have a cartographer's kit, which is why I was like,
I'll
take it,
if you
but
offer
also
to,
if Delphi's good at maps.
to read it, then Delphi will happily.
Yeah.
So you can see the map it's very similar to a map that you all were given at the beginning of your stay here when you first went to find the university, but there's a quill has drawn in sort of bright red ink a route, and you can see pretty immediately that it cuts through a place called the Industrial Swamp. So
Lovely walk.
on the money for that.
Yes.
Well named.
So yeah, let's.
I read it. I engage with so much detective media, you guys.
So the walk takes you past lots of canals. It starts off quite scenic and it's like over lots of bridges. Morgan, this part of the city almost reminds you a little bit of Anteburg. Antiborough. I'm not American. What am I doing? Antiborough.
It's like Edinburgh, but Antiborough.
Yeah, but Americans say Edinburgh.
Yeah, I know.
Well, they're wrong.
So I was gonna say I'm gonna just strike one against Ellie for forgetting how to pronounce.
I mean,
things.
you also say y'all a lot.
Y'all has a useful function in a sentence.
Y'all is very
Hey,
useful.
y'all is a gender neutral, inclusive term, and is a very good thing that Texas came up with, particularly for queers. Hashtag y'all means all. I can't do that in a British accent. It messes it
Y'all.
up. Y'all means all.
That's why y'all is weird for British people, because there's just no way to do it in a British accent.
Y'all does sound very
It sounds like it's got a W in it.
You have to randomly go American for one word.
I was adopted by Texans, not literally, but I mean they. By the end of my stay in the States, I was lovingly referred to as a Wexan, a Welsh Texan.
Whoa.
So I'm allowed.
That's a cursed phrase.
That's not a good word.
Wexan, baby! Anyway, yes, walking route takes you along lots of canals. What starts off as quite a scenic route then starts to take you through a sort of more industrialized part of the city, or even more so, I guess, than the residential areas. It becomes a little bit denser, a little bit more tightly packed. You find yourself having to duck even more than usual. But I guess it's a culturally interesting walk, you could say. There's a lot of kind of notable buildings that seem to be producing different types of chemicals and artificers' tools and all of that sort of thing. So yeah, it seems like a potentially interesting historical route. And then about 30 minutes in, you get to the industrial swamp, which is... It's a bit of a misnomer because it's not like actual swamp, it's just a sort of a little bit swampy, if that makes sense.
Is it a massive landfill, basically?
It's not like a landfill, it's this sort of slightly greyish, brownish patch of land that is surrounded on all four sides by these huge factories. And yeah, and it's not like it's got some sort of interesting, like there's some bits that are just sort of rubbishy, but then there are some kind of cool, I guess what you'd call like street art and installations. There's like an abandoned, oh my gosh, my brain just went fridge, but that's not a thing that you would find in a fantasy world.
You could find a cool box which is like
an ice box. Yeah.
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 I mean, it wouldn't be an ice box. It would just
yeah.
be like they're a real
A
thing,
cool
and they're
box.
just like things you put in water, and they keep stuff cool.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, there's like a discarded cool box, but there's like some art spray painted onto the side of it, and there's like a couple of bits of junk that have kind of been repurposed to be kind of like, political-esque street art.
Oh, hell yeah.
Again, taking my inspiration from Manchester, because if there's some junk, you can bet it's been graffitied on with some cool political sentiments and or art.
Is the art any good, or is it? Because
some of it's good, some of it's awful.
Yes, cool.
Some
That
of it is
sounds
just
exactly right.
completely accurate to life.
Yeah.
So that's the general vibes. What do y'all want to do?
Good vibe check.
I think I'm kind of like looking up at the factories and just being like, well, we're a long way from the desert now.
Oh,
I'm gonna kind of turn to the others and say, so, not particularly my wheelhouse, but if any of the magic boys wants to, see if there's any similar magic to the town or to the desert, I think maybe there's something like that here. Maybe it was just a dimension thing.
Maybe it was a displacer beast.
I mean, there was a fire snake, right?
That's true.
Delphi?
Sorry, what?
Magic detection.
Oh, yes.
You're a detect magic machine.
Does Delphi notice anything?
nothing from the swamp. The factory directly in front of you is like spewing out again sort of like multi-coloured magic like from the chimneys. There's like lots of different
Cool.
Yeah, so it's like it looks like regular smoke to the rest of you, but then as Delphi like looks at it, it's like lots of different colours, lots of conjuration, evocation, transmutation, all of them I think actually. Yeah, all of them.
Necromantic?
Yeah, a little bit.
Wig?
But there's nothing. It's just from these factories. They're picking up any magic.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is very
Yeah.
cool, though.
I mean, I don't know where we should go from here. Our options are probably as follows, which is either we pursue Mithril or Felicity for more information. We seek to interrogate the police. We can investigate Mithril's house or the police department. We can just hang around.
How about first, Felicity, would you like to show us where you found him?
She's
Felicity's
not
not
with
here.
us.
Felicity's not with you.
Oh, is she not? Oh, yeah,
No.
of course. Sorry, I got confused.
That's why Toz was like, we could maybe investigate Felicity more.
I think Mithril doesn't have anything else to know. I have a feeling.
Fair enough.
I mean, I kind of have a feeling he does, but,
Well, let's pursue another avenue first, and then we can talk to him later.
what would you like to do?
I know you all might hate me for this, but something tells me there's more to this swamp for us to find, and if we're gonna investigate said swamp, we're gonna have to go into said swamp.
Fine.
Ah,
Raina's just gonna like start wading in and like
Oh, amazing.
Delphi will join you.
looking, and particularly around if there's any like stuff that's like poking out that's of particular note, like just kind of, I don't know what we'd be looking for. Anything like maybe specifically see if there's anything that is like crystally or glass, like the sundial or the shards, because
Okay.
every time we have experienced weird time planar stuff, it's been something like that.
Can you roll me an investigation check, please?
Don't fail me now.
Or, I mean, unless you can think of another thing that it could be, because I think it's got to be investigation.
Nah. It probably is investigation, and I rolled a 5.
Ha! You don't see anything in this swamp. Nothing of interest.
I just get messy.
You just wade in, and you feel kind of gross. This is a horrible, unpleasant sensation.
Does anyone join me,
Delphi.
or
It doesn't smell good either.
or do I just like come out of the swamp like, well, I tried?
Did Delphi want to do something?
Do we know, like, roughly where the body was found? Even if not exactly.
You're not sure where exactly it was found in this sort of square, but it was in this swamp somewhere. It's not a particularly big swamp. It's like the size of I don't know, like a large town square. Smaller than that. Like a medium-sized town square.
This investigation does tell us a few things, which is, firstly, that whoever killed Mr. Delaware knew that he would be on this route. Presumably, the fact that his body was here for a few days without it being noticed implies the fact that not a lot of people come along this route to this area of the swamp, which makes it even more likely that it was a direct assassination rather than some random attack. It's too lucky for the body to just be left here and not noticed.
Well, not necessarily, because I mean, Felicity said she had to use a scrying spell to find it. I mean, if you're not actively looking for anything in the swamp, you're not going to find it.
Yeah, but it was just like in the swamp. It wasn't hidden or anything.
It might have been hidden. Did she say it was not hidden?
She didn't say anything about that.
Delphi knows a little bit about swamps and is like, wait, I'll show you, and then just lies down in the swamp. And I'm guessing it's able to cover her entire body in the water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
She's
gets back up
submerged.
covered in.
I like how she just
stuff.
does it. She doesn't say, "Oh well, if you lie down, you'll sink a bit." She just does it.
Easiest way. Fall
While
over.
she's in the
Does she take
swamp,
poison
can
damage?
you roll me a can you roll me a perception check?
Oh.
Or Delphi.
Wait.
Delphi.
Oh.
Yeah.
Does she smell another body?
Okay.
Oh my god.
The
The murder swamp.
is a 13.
Okay, don't notice anything.
Oh,
God. Guys, we're the worst detectives.
You're killing us.
Morgan is very distinctly. There's a path through here, right? It's not just like
Swamp.
there's like a walking path through the swamp.
Yeah, there's like a sort of raised
Morgan
bridge.
is very deliberate. Has been very deliberately staying on the path because she doesn't want to get gross stuff on her nice clothes. Because she went to visit the department just earlier today, I think. But she is going to. She's going to send Green up to do a little fly over the top and see if it can see anything from the air.
Yeah, go for it. And I guess Green, roll a. Are you looking for anything in particular, or just looking generally?
Just looking for weird stuff, dead bodies, monsters, murder weapons, anything that catches Green's eye.
Okay.
I.
Can you?
It's got.
How did we do this last time?
It's got perception +3.
Okay. Yeah. Then roll a perception check.
Or would it be investigation? No, it's perception.
Green.
It's
I think-
perception.
I think flying about is perception.
Flying about.
Yeah.
is perception.
13 +3, 16.
Okay. As Green flies up, it does a couple circles around, and it lands back on your shoulder and conveys to you that there are some sort of like, for want of a better word, sort of drag marks. Obviously, you wouldn't have drag marks in a swamp, but like, I don't know, give me a break here. Like
grooves?
It's like where the plants and
Like-
stuff have been moved, and like the,
yeah,
the water looks different and stuff. It's that like
exactly.
subtle pattern that you can recognise when you're high in the sky and looking down.
Thank you, Eiriol. That was beautiful.
We're not going to make you do green voice again. Unless you want to do the green voice again.
At 53 minutes, I'm absolutely not. Yeah, and it conveys to you that there's drag marks from the bottom left-hand corner, and they look like they're going in one direction, and then they stop, and then they go in the opposite direction.
Huh. That's weird.
Oh, so that would be the body being dumped and then being uncovered a while later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
that makes sense.
Can we?
Someone was trying to move the body, remember, and then they got spooked and ran away when Felicity turned up.
Yeah! Oh, you're right. I forgot about that.
Same.
Well,
Yep.
what direction did the body? What direction was the body first moved in? Because that's the direction they were running, right? Or if it's towards anything important, if it's just random, it's fine.
Is it towards the factory?
It is towards the factory.
Yes.
I was gonna do something dramatic, but I feel like we should just leave it there.
I'm sorry I stole your thunder. I was making a joke.
I did dab twice.
Aces is Am Chisholm, Chloe Elliott, Eiriol Evans, Katie McLeod, and me, Ellie Webster. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Deck of Many Aces, or tweet at us with the hashtag DOMA, that's DOMA. You can also find us on Podchaser, where you can write us a nice review, tell us your thoughts, and we will respond and be very grateful. Thanks! If you want to hear the music for the show, check out Chloe's SoundCloud, which can be found in the episode description. The entire original soundtrack is on her SoundCloud, as well as, all the cool stuff that she gets up to when we're not around. If you want to listen to Chloe's music on a different podcast, then may I suggest listening to Snyder's Return's City of Mist campaign, where Chloe has created some original music for them and their podcast. It's a cool system and it's a lovely group of people playing, so you should definitely check that out. If you want to hear more of Am, then you should check out A Rendezvous with Destiny, a Scion actual play podcast she helps to create. They are just finishing off their Yggdrasil arc, which is very exciting. You should definitely check that out and join their Discord if you haven't already. It's a really fun place where a lot of us hang out and talk and share memes and do personality quizzes and all that fun sort of stuff. If you'd like to support Am in some of her future projects, she is currently creating a fantasy apocalyptic audio drama, which is very exciting. Some friends of the podcast are involved in it, and well, keep your eyes peeled on social media for more information on that. I'm very excited to hear more about it. You will have already heard me mention it earlier in the podcast, but if you could check out our Acast supporter link, every donation that goes there goes towards making this podcast even better than it already is. I won't go on about it too much because I value your time and I appreciate your listenership anyway, no matter what. So yeah, but if you could check it out and if you had some cash to spare, I would love some, thanks. Money is good and important to exchange for goods and services. I think that's everything from me. I apologise that this is maybe slightly less of a fun audio experience. I'm trying to pitch my voice up a little bit, but I do have a little bit of a sore throat. Next episode is out on the 3rd of September. Wow, September is so close. That's not far from a dissertation deadline. I will leave you on that thought while I go and maybe write my dissertation. Thank you for listening this far. Have an ace week. Bye!